Literally the star of the show. So, the Blood Queen, I think, by many fans of the comics, is thought of kind of as a hero, not so much a villain. So I was wondering, did you approach her more as a hero or more as a villain?
You know what? For me, she was just an amazing woman. And yes, like in my head, she was a hero. She has big, very modern ideas about bringing the monster world and the human world together. And of course, the powerful men around her, like, just put her down in a very gruesome way. And, I felt that was very relevant to what's going on in the world today. You know, that we have more and more women in positions of power and more men, like, trying to bring them down. So I thought, like, oh, the Blood Queen, I think a lot of girls are not going to look at her as a villain. They're actually going to look at her as someone that they can relate to and someone, that they can look up to in a way.
For sure, and there has been a huge shift recently. We're seeing more female action heroes, which personally for me, you were one of the huge inspirations for me, like a huge badass woman in Resident Evil, which was shot here in my hometown, so welcome back.
So many of the Resident Evil movies were shot here. Are you kidding? I feel like literally Raccoon City is Toronto.
Yeah, exactly. And I was just wondering, how do you feel now with, like, there's so many female action heroes, so do you feel happy about that? Or?
Are you kidding? I think it's amazing. When I grew up, there was like literally Sigourney Weaver, and pretty much that was it, So I always wondered growing up, like, where are there other women that represent me? I felt like a strong woman. I was raised by a father that always wanted a boy, and he raised me like a boy. So in a way, I was like, but who out there is representing me outside of Sigourney? Like, I think it's kind of bizarre that there aren't more women doing this. And so I'm so ecstatic that you see so many women in action movies today, because it's taking leaps forward for us, within the media, and the media, it's a trickle effect on society.
Nice to meet you. Happy birthday.
You too. Thank you, man.
What was it like taking on the role of Hellboy?
It was extremely challenging and also extremely satisfying. I mean, I've loved those comics for years and years and years, and I wanted to play a kind of brutal, tortured Hellboy, and feel like that's what I set about to do, and it was extremely challenging, and that's what we did.
How challenging was it to wear all the prosthetics, the makeup, all the green screening? It looks pretty elaborate.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of acting, acting is kind of hard. You want to work hard, you want to do it, and then what you decide to do is put someone's face in an entire latex thing, and acting becomes exponentially harder to do that with the weight of, the makeup on it and the movement of that and the different body and all that stuff. It was just tremendously challenging for me, and it required like a whole new skill set. So I feel like I learned a lot throughout this process, and I kind of understand the whole thing in a much deeper way now.
Can you tell us anything about Stranger Things 3?
It's gonna be really great. You're gonna love it. It's like the summer of love season.
Amazing.
Birthday, dear Hellboy.
It's extremely embarrassing.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.